All right, babies. So for today's homework, we're going to learn how to write equations in standard form. And you really need to know how to do this because there's a big chunk on the test that deals with this. All right. So it says in exercise 11 through 15, write your answers in standard form. Now I'm going to show you your reference sheet or the legal cheat sheet that you're definitely going to be using when you have the test. I'm sorry it has so much glare, but we need to take a look at here. These are linear equations, which is something that we've been studying, but then in the next few weeks, we're going to talk about different ways of how we can write equations. You guys already know this one, which is slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. Today, you're going to learn about standard form. And on the standard form, if you notice, x and y are on the same side of the equation. Unlike the slope-intercept form where the y is on one side and the x is on the other. All right? So I'm going to go ahead and write the standard form. Standard form would be ax plus by equals c, where a, b, and c need to be integers, which means they cannot be, and look at your options, which are, these are some of your equations. They cannot be integers. I'm sorry, they have to be integers. They cannot be decimals or fractions, okay? So we're going to go ahead and start with the first one. So the first one says it goes through the point -5 and 2, and it has a slope of 2/5. All right. So the first thing that I notice is that I have an x and I have a y. Now, what do I know? I'm doing number 11. I know my slope-intercept form. All right. So I can substitute the 2 for the y, the m for 2/5, the x for -5, and then plus b. Now, these two numbers are canceled, and then the negative survives. So 2 equals -2 plus b. Now I need to do plus 2, because I need to find the b, which is my y-intercept. That would be 0, and b equals 4. So now I have an x, I have a y, I have an m, but I also have a b. All right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that information that I have over there, which is my m, that is 2/5, and my b, which is 4, and go ahead and substitute it on my y-intercept formula. So y equals mx plus b. My slope is 2/5, and my intercept would be b. Now, on my standard form, the x and the y need to be together. So I'm going to get rid of it over here by subtracting 2/5. So I get that a -2/5 x plus y equals 4, because this is canceled over here. Now, I cannot have fractions. It has to be integers, so it has to be nice even numbers, odd or even numbers, no decimals, no fractions. So I need to get rid of that 5. So to get rid of that 5, I am going to multiply everything by 5. So I'm going to distribute that. When I multiply 5 times -2/5, the 5's cancel, and I get -2x. But when I multiply that 5 by the y, it would be plus 5y, and then 4 times 5 would be 20. And I have my equation in standard form where x and y are together. So let me see if I can find that. -2x plus 5y equals -2x plus 5y equals 20. So this was number 11. All right, let's go to number 12. So for number 12, I have a point of -6 and -1 and a slope of -4. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to substitute on the y slope intercept form, y-intercept and slope, or slope and y-intercept, so that I can find my b, because I need my b. All right, so this is my x and that's my y. So my y would be -1. My slope is -4, and I'm going to multiply that by my x, which is -6, plus b. -4 times -6 would be +24, plus b. Now to solve for b, I'm going to do -24. Now all of this you can do in the calculator if you need to. And I get that b equals -25. So now I got b. Now I need to go back to the equation again. And go ahead and write it in standard form. All right, so y equals, what's my m? -4x. And what's my b? -25. Now remember, in standard form, x and y need to be on the same side. So I'm going to say plus 4x so I get that 4x plus y equals -25. I don't have to do anything else because I have nice integers. I don't have any fractions or decimals. So let me see if I have that answer on my answer bank. 4x plus y equals -25. So this was number 12. All right, let's do number 13. So for number 13, my point is 3 and -3. My slope is -3/8. So the first thing that I need to do is find my b so that I can have my y-intercept and then change it to standard form from slope intercept. All right, so this is my x and that's my y. So what I already know is my slope intercept form. So let's start plugging in. Y is -3. M is -3/8. And x is 3 plus b. All right. So this would be -3 equals, that would be -9/8 plus b. All right, so now to solve for b, I'm going to have to add 9/8. Let's cancel over here. And then I'm going to go ahead and do this in the calculator because I'm being a little lazy. -3 plus 9/8. And that would be -15/8. That equals b. So that's my b, and that goes over here, -15/8. All right, so now go back to the slope intercept form. But this time plug your m and your b. I should have written -15/8, but it's okay. I'll fix it on the next time. Now we're going to add 3/8 x because the x and the y need to be together on standard form. All right, so that would be 3/8 x plus y equals -15/8. Now I need to get rid of that 8, which means I am going to multiply everything by 8. When I multiply it over here, the 8's cancel, so I get 3x. When I multiply it over here, I get 8 times y is 8y. And then when I multiply it over here, the 8's cancel, and I get -15. So let's see if I have that. 3x plus 8y minus 15, so that was number 13. All right, let's go to number 14. We got two more and we're done. All right, so for 14, I got 0 and 1/2, and m equals 9/4. So the first thing is that I need to find b. So let's go to, I call it mommy equation because it's the first one that we learn. And this is my x and that's my y, and then I have my m. All right, so y equals 1/2. Your slope is 9/4, but when I multiply that by 0, it's going to be 0. And then 1/2 equals b. Now, I really didn't need to do that because on the y-intercept, x equals 0. So I was giving you the y-intercept over here. Okay? So b was 1/2. Now, what I need to do now is go back to mommy equation or slope intercept form and plug in, substitute my slope and my y-intercept. My slope is 9/4 x plus 1/2. I really didn't need to put those parentheses in there. Now in standard form, y and x are in the same spot. To the same side of the equation. So I'm going to say minus 9/4 x, I'm sorry, minus 9/4 x. So that's cancel. So I get that negative 9/4 x plus y equals 1/2. Now, I need to get rid of that 4 because I cannot have fractions. So I'm going to multiply everything by 4. All right, when I distribute over here, those 4 cancels and I get 9x. When I distribute over here, I get 4y. And when I distribute over here, I get 4 divided by 2, which equals 2. So let me see if I have that one. If I did it correctly and I have that one. Minus 9x plus 4y equals 2. That would be number 14. All right. Let's go to the next one, the last one. All right, so for number 15, my point is 16/3, 16/3 and negative 9, and my slope is 0. All right, so this is my x, that's my y. I need to look for my b. So let's go to mommy equation or slope intercept form. Let's start plugging in or substituting. Y equals negative 9. Slope is 0. X is 16/3 and that plus b. So this, when you multiply it, equals 0. So b equals negative 9. Now to come up with the equation, go back to my original equation, which is y equals mx plus b, but this time substitute the slope and the y-intercept. So y equals 0x minus 9. Now 0x, I can trash it because I don't have any. So my equation is y equals negative 9. And there it is, 15. All right, so my correct answers were KL, or that one. All right, hopefully this helps. And tomorrow you'll be ready to learn a little bit more about this. You guys have a good night.